everybody's doing really well today. I'm here to do my latest unhaul, decluttering of my coloring bookshelf. So I went through and organized all of my books and pulled a handful off the shelf that I just haven't really been reaching for, and frankly I would rather pass on to somebody that will enjoy them more. I live right across the street from the town's library, and they do have a coloring corner there, which I love to see every time I go in. And they have like, not a coloring club, but like a day where the kids can come in and there's like coloring supplies and everything for them. So I'm just gonna drop off, I think, the books with them. I will ask about the ones that I've actually colored in before, like a page or two. I'm assuming it'll be fine with them because they have, you know, the books for everybody to color in. So they're also all colored in, but we'll see. But I think overall there are 9 books. So I figured we could quickly go through them. The first book that I'll be passing on is one that I actually really like. And it's My Secret Bookish Life. A coloring book for book lovers by Epic Page. So I had found this and purchased this from Etsy, but it is also available on Amazon. Also, if I can find any of these books, I will link them down below in case you're interested in them. I really like this book. I did a full flip of it. I know I got some comments of folks being like, oh my gosh, like I'll purchase that book because I really like it. And I did this page. I really enjoyed it. It has a bunch of metallic and like glitter gold on here. And I really liked it. I really enjoyed it, but I have not picked this up in like a year and a half. And when I go through my books and I decide like, okay, do I keep it or do I pass it on? And it's like, okay, if this book was against, you know, one of the other books in my collection, would I prioritize this one over that one? And if the answer is perpetually no, then it should probably find a new home. I am being very strict with myself on the volume of books that I'm willing to have. I have one shelf on my bookshelf that is dedicated to my coloring books. And that shelf is bursting at the seams. That's kind of why I went in and did this. So I think this is also a very appropriate donation to the library because it's book themed. And I hope there is a local child that really enjoys coloring in it. But I actually really like that book. So I basically like all of the ones that I'm passing on. So absolutely no hate or disrespect or anything like that to any of the artists. So this is a weird one. It's called Adult Coloring Book Designs. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just like stock art. So when I was still living in the US, prior to my move to Germany in 2019, I kind of started dabbling in adult coloring. And this was a book that I snagged off of Amazon, I want to say, or maybe, I don't know where I got it. And I just did these are very, I think like 2018 pages maybe. And I remember coloring these and thinking that I was just like incredible. I was like, yeah, this is Picasso, right? Like I actually remember, like, I think these are hung up in my room. But anyways, so I completely forgot I owned this book. And then when I moved back from Germany in 2022, I was going through all of the stuff that I had in my parents' basement, kind of prepping for the move to my current apartment. What a story. And I found this and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about it. And it was kind of sentimental for me to see it because this was technically the beginning of me dabbling in coloring. But I will never color in this. Like the Shutterstock or whatever that is, images are not my cup of tea. So I will pass this on and I hope somebody else enjoys it more. Then I have Secret Gardens by Adelita Quinn. This was a book I did a full flip of. And a book I'm a little bit on the fence about passing on because I do think it's super duper adorable. It just has these like cute little creatures, bunnies. I have colored in here. I did this page that I actually really enjoy. So I'm a bit on the fence about this because I do really like the images, but it's just, again, like, would I prioritize coloring in this book over all of the other books that I have? And the answer is no. So I will give this to somebody else, but the pages are super cute. They are single-sided with this actually really adorable print on the other side. So big fan. And they have a bunch of other books too. Secret Mushrooms, Secret Abodes, Fairies and Elves. I would recommend checking them out. I think they have a really nice selection of various books. They're all super duper cutesy and they are affordable. So love that. And the next bundle is a bunch of Coloring Heaven magazines. So I was subscribed to them. I got a bunch of magazines that I had zero interest in and I unsubscribed. So kind of quickly, I'm passing on Gothic Beauties. So I featured this book in my collection of untouched coloring books because I was on the fence about keeping it or passing it on. I have since then decided to pass it on. It's just not my cup of tea. And, oh, that's actually really cool. But I hope somebody else enjoys it. I don't really enjoy like Gothic art style. And again, I just have so many other books that I hope somebody else gets much more use out of this book than I ever will. But yeah, it's really cool. There is a variety of artists in here. Next Coloring Heaven that I'm passing on is Steampunk Animal Special. When I did a video a while back about like coloring books that I will never purchase, and one of them was any coloring book that has the word steampunk in it. I don't like steampunk. I don't like gears and metals and things like that. And so when I received this book in the mail, I remember opening it and being like, nah, like, okay. I just knew that I would never color in it. If this is art style that you enjoy, you know, that's awesome. Not for me. If I was to keep it, which I'm not, but if I was to keep it, the only reason I would keep it for would be the Christine Karen pictures in here. But it's not worth keeping it for that. And even those I don't love because of all the metal and the gears. So I'll pass it on. The next book that I'm passing on is Manga Fantasy Special. Referencing that video again where I talked about coloring books that I'll never purchase. Manga was one of them. I'm not drawn to manga art style. I'm just not. And I know so many people are. So I feel like me holding on to it is really doing a disservice to the artists and the artwork in here, because I know somebody else would enjoy this so much more. Staying in line with that, there is the Manga Fairy Special. Same reasoning. I don't love manga. I would rather color something else. I hope somebody else enjoys this book much more than I will. I have to say, now that I'm flipping through, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful and this is beautiful. But I need to prioritize the books that I have, and somebody else can color in that. Then I have Fantasy Kingdom Special by Chris Ortega. I find his artwork to be insanely detailed. It's beautiful. Like, let's be honest. That is a stunning image. But there's so many tiny little details that I don't know how you could possibly color. And yeah, it's just not my style. But yeah, really, really beautiful. Has men and women in here. Some really stunning outfits. This page is beautiful. Again, I feel like just because I'm getting rid of these books, I don't want anybody to take it as me commenting on these images not being absolutely stunning. They're just not my cup of tea. And then the last book and the last Coloring Heaven in this video is Fantasy Creatures Special. It has Selena Fennick and a handful of other, actually no, I think it's just Selena Fennick and Shet Minton, I'm not sure. I don't really like creepy, oh, this is actually a silly picture. I don't really like creepy beasts, creatures. If anything, the Selena Fennick half is much more up my alley, but I feel like it doesn't justify me keeping the book. Also considering the fact that if I really wanted to color Selena Fennick, which I would at some point, I will just purchase a whole book. So overall, I think it's 6 Coloring Heaven magazines. Yeah, 6, and then 3 other books. So yeah, the fact that I was subscribed to Coloring Heaven for, let's say, I don't know, 8 months, and I'm getting rid of 6 out of those magazines explains why I have canceled my membership ever since. And I have to say, I do miss kind of getting the surprise and the present in the mail every single month, but I would much rather save my money and then seek out those editions in particular that I would really like to have. But yeah, that is it for my unhaul slash declutter. I will walk over to the library on the next business day. I'm filming this on a weekend. And hopefully they'll be able to take these books. If not, if they say that they can't take, for example, these 3 because they like already have a page done in them, I will drop them off at the local like little library, like book sharing spot. And I know somebody else will snag them up. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.